All right, so another example of these word problems where we've got all these variables going on. All right, so I know that they're hard, but I would like for you to try to set up the equations here. This one's kind of a mix of 4 and 5. We are going to want to put percents together. And the percents are always going to go with our interest because those are interest rates. If you look, it's interest, and there was another, and the rest of that interest is in that 8%. So those three, the 5%, the 8%, and the 1,020 are all going to go together. And then that 1,500 is going to go in another one. So see if you can set up the two equations that would go for this one. Again, pause, really do it. Pretend like I can actually see you, so I know that you're doing the work. Pause it and see if you can set up these two equations. All right, so let's see how your equations looked. So one, the tax-free bonds were at 5%. The taxable bonds were at 8%. And total, that should have given me $1,020 in interest. So that's what I was earning. 5% from one of them, 8% from the other, and the total I earned was $1,020. Now I don't have any percents that go with the next equation, so it's just going to be X and Y. And that's because to figure out how much money we're making, we're going to take the money times that percent. The total money that I invested, so the X money plus the Y money, was the $15,000. So those are my two equations. I'll help set up the next part. I'm going to take that simple equation. I'm going to solve for a variable. It doesn't matter which one you solve for. I'm just going to do Y. You don't have to do Y. You could solve for X. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to do that substituting. So instead of the simple name of X, I'm going to give it this long, whole, complex name, kind of as if they were getting in trouble and their mom was shouting their entire name instead of just their name they're usually called. All right. Let's see about solving this one. Once we get to this step, it's pretty much the same like all the other problems. The hardest part is really setting up those two equations. So 0.05 times 15,000 is 750. Minus 0.05y plus 0.08y equals 1,020. I've got these like terms right here. That's going to give me a positive 0.03y. I'm trying to get the y by itself, so I'm going to subtract 750 from both sides. So I get 0.03y is equal to 270. Trying to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide by 0.03. So y is equal to $9,000. And our y was our second one, so that was in taxable bonds. So I'm going to put $9,000 in taxable bonds. I have to see how much I'm going to put in the non-taxable bonds. So remember, total, they were $15,000. I did that solving there. So I would have X is going to be equal to the 15,000 minus the 9,000. So X is equal to $6,000 in the tax-free bonds. That's what they call them. Yep, tax-free. I'll erase this stuff down there. So we've got how much in taxable and how much in the tax-free bonds. And the problem most of the time is going to want both of them at each rate, so we needed to know how much we were going to invest for both of them. These are the hardest ones, I think, even compared to the other chapters we're going to look at. I think this is where are the most complicated, so definitely take your time on it and feel free to reach out with questions that you might have.